and welcome back, adventurers. Today, we are finishing our tour of Richemulot by chatting with the domain's inhabitants. Like Darkon, Richemulot boasts a large proportion of foreign expatriates, more than the most other realms on the core. The nobility freely grant vacant homes and shops to anyone seeking a better life. Richemulot only requires that the new Richemulot citizens swear fealty to the realm itself and pledge themselves to its defense. Runiers and other nobles publicly deny that they give asylum to fugitives from Borca, Volkovnia and Envidia, though the commoners insist that the cities are crawling with such exiles. Non-human races are scarce, but not uncommon in Richemulot, with the halfling quarters in the heart of each city. Other non-human Richemulots are almost all refugees fleeing enslavement in Volkovnia or the wrath of Molokiadera's manhunters. A handful of half-Vestani have also begun to settle in Richemulot in recent years. The one thing that keeps all the citizens of the realm together is the tradition of keeping their hair long. It is customary for all genders, and outsiders who wear their hair shorter are treated with a touch of civilized disdain. Nearly all Richemulots have their means to keep themselves in clean, comfortable clothing, regardless of their actual social status, and the visitors are encouraged to do the same. Due to the multicultural nature of the realm's society, many Richemulots speak more than one language. City dwellers are often functionally literate in at least one alternate tongue and can communicate rudimentary in a few others. Befitting a realm with a predominantly urban population, the Richemulots primarily make their living from craftsmanship. However, local farmers remain a necessity. Jacqueline Renier has insisted that the Richemulots not assume a steady stream of Volkovnian grain will always be available. Immigration to Richemulot swells every year, as for many its cities seem like fantasy, where the streets are filled with jewels waiting to be picked up. True, Richemulot promises a roof over one's head and a second chance, but those accepting such gifts must know how to use them. Many Richemulots are drowning in debt, run into the ground by vicious competition and ruthless business practices of their neighbors. Though the realm has no true serfs, it does have a hidden lower class in the form of indentured servants. These people have little hope for ever recovering their self-sufficiency, say through selling their children to servitude, an all too common practice. Richemulots marry young, often after a whirlwind courtship that lasts less than a month. A Richemulot's maiden must present a suitor to her father, who formally and vigorously quizzes the youth on the family facts over a feast and a tradition called Trial of Sweet Revelations. This folksy marriage is a rite of passage. Choosing one's mate confirms one's readiness to enter the community and contribute to its productivity. Couples are also expected to produce as many children as possible, a custom reinforced by tax deduction for each child a household supports. Unmarried or childless adults are extremely rare, while divorce equals to social suicide. All of those taboos heavily contribute to the abundance of vices. Though Richemulot cities are nowhere near plague-ridden as their counterparts in other realms, mortality rates seem shockingly high among newborns. Even more alarming to the parents is the scourge of snatchlings, cases of the infants vanishing during the night from securely locked homes. Though hysterical parents typically blame the were-rats for this incident, the local authorities have never arrived at a conclusive explanation. Though they take their responsibilities very seriously, the Richemulots are lovers of life at heart. Food, drink, music, and dance are forefound passions of the Richemulots for both rich and poor alike. The sun movements relative to skyline landmarks, not the local city festivals. These frequently feature enormous dance competitions in the plazas, drawing thousands of participants. The elite attend the traditional masquerades and galas thrown annually by the noteworthy families. The dementless tradition of the café has caught on strongly in Richemulot, meshing neatly with the citizens' love of social life. They love to talk and gossip, but unfortunately, a subtle atmosphere of paranoia colors all aspects of Richemulot's social life. Though they might seem open and at ease, folk are careful about what they say and who they speak to. Rumors can end a person in this realm. The Richemulots are wary of spellcasters, but they do not harbor the reactionary fear and hatred that characterizes certain other realms. Indeed, the Richemulot seems to recognize the magic as merely a tool, albeit a powerful one that can be disastrous in the hands of power-hungry. Local wizards and sorcerers keep a low profile while in the cities, and prefer the seclusion of the countryside. A vast and powerful hereditary aristocracy rules Richemulot, and a single noblewoman ruthlessly dominates this aristocracy, Jacqueline Renier. Though she lacks any legal or religious mandate to rule, Jacqueline has sat as a de facto queen of Richemulot for over 3 decades. She has achieved this feat through a tested balance of treachery, intimidation, temptation, and cold-blooded violence. Although Jacqueline is by all accounts an arrogant tyrant, she is widely revered by the common people under her dominion. The Richemulots look upon Jacqueline with pride, considering her a patriot and a cunning ruler. Apart from her beauty and personal charisma, her popularity owes a lot to the nationalistic bent her rule has taken in the last 5 years. She speaks of the Richemulots as a unified people with common culture and heritage, and of the necessity for Richemulot as a whole to defend itself from aggressors. She encourages immigration, promotes trade between and beyond Richemulot cities, and generally advocates the notion of Richemulot as a sovereign kingdom. The realm is a true aristocracy, where the whims of the nobility rule, yet casual observation reveals that the masses do not suffer in any horrible fashion under the system. This situation can be attributed in part to the strange nature of power within Richemulot's aristocracy. Noble titles are generally hereditary, but the strength of any particular family is defined not by its wealth or holdings, but by the secrets it knows. Owing to its unusual system, power can be an extremely fleeting thing in Richemulot. A noble who is maverick of the realm can be reduced to a powerless pretender in a matter of days. And conversely, a commoner who happens upon a valuable nugget of knowledge can find himself suddenly titled at the behest of the newfound noble benefactors. In a sense, the trivia surrounding the human population of Richemulot comprises only half the tale. Beneath the city streets is another world, one infested and ruled by the were-rats. To the people of the domain, the were-rats are a vague boogeyman, fell creatures that dwell somewhere below, licking their teeth at the thought of human flesh. The were-rats are blamed for nearly every unexplained misfortune and disaster, and folk live in fear of squealing packs of beasts coming for them at night. And people have a good reason to remain wary. Anyone left alone at night, the young in particular, are prone to vanish without a trace. The Richemulots paint the were-rats as filthy, ravenous beasts lacking any glimmer of civilization. The creatures actually possess a complex culture. The were-rats are evidently divisible into 3 castes, groups that define their roles in the Warren. The Scout caste comprises those creatures chosen to explore unfamiliar areas of the sewers and carry out unfathomable missions among the humans who dwell above. Though they move about in loose packs, Scouts are often encountered alone. The Warrior group includes the elite were-rat soldiers who protect warrens and carry out violent raids. Disciplined fighters, trained in human weapons and subterranean tactics, they are the most dangerous were-rats one is likely to encounter, and their kin evidently hold them in high esteem. Finally, there's the Priest caste. These creatures are dressed in obscene regalia and wield divine magic. They also seem to hold a special place among other were-rats, for scouts and warriors alike follow their commands without question. Were-rat warrens are remarkably cooperative and unified in their ranks. They act as if they were different organs of the same creature, executing complex pack tactics and using little verbal commands in battle. Relations between the warrens, however, are another matter. Warrens compete viciously for territory and other resources that are significant. The practice of abducting humans from the world above is among the were-rats' most perplexing behaviors. The local hunters theorize that the most of the younger humans who are abducted are infected with lycanthropy to grow their were-rat population, while older individuals may be utilized in whatever evil rituals or sacrifices the creatures perform. Thank you so much for your time, precious listeners. Now that you are armed with the knowledge about Richemulot, I hope you will enjoy your stay here. So please, as always, be careful while crossing the mists.